All right, y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to get into another discussion. I know you guys loved that discussion I did last time. I did Jubilee. I did Christians versus atheists, and that like shot up really quick. So I was like, let's do another discussion, and this time maybe it can be even something that is also relevant to me. This one was, do lesbians and gay men think the same? And so I was like, okay, I did not watch this yet, so y'all are really going to get the live reaction to see like what this is about or whatever. Like, is it the same, is it different? But we're gonna get into it, and you know, I'm all for chopping it up with you guys. Like, these discussions are kind of fun to me, so I was like, let's get into a couple more of these. Don't forget to hit subscribe, y'all. Go ahead and like. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Y'all, hold on, because that just caught me off guard. Like, I love when people shout me out. Like, they really be bringing tears to my eyes because I get so happy. Like, I love when people react to my channel. And I looked at my notifications and it says you're a slept on reactor, miss. 100 fist symbol, keep it up. I love seeing it, and y'all don't understand because literally right now, like, I had to do my whole day and still be able to find time to sit down and do something that I actually love to do. And it's like, it's hard kind of getting your channel out there. So when people like give me feedback, positive feedback, I'm just like, oh my god. They really like me. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna shout you out because this is the first thing I seen before I did my video, and it feels special. Toe clamping freak. Okay. Bruh, why would you name your YouTube channel this? Like, what? What the fuck? Toe clamping freak 3218. What kind of name is that, bro? Like, I'm shouting you out. You got the live reaction of me seeing your comment, and you talking about toe clamping. What the fuck, bro? Like, we gotta invest in you a new YouTube name. That's not it. How did you even? Okay, next. Let's get into the video. Do lesbians and gay men think the same? Let's go.
Oh, did that make me buy?
Like, I don't know.
It's a lot of gay men in high positions.
Y'all's emotions are like this.
People will always be like, well, who's the man of the relationship?
Run the other way.
Welcome back to the Be Free Show, everybody. My name is Brian Terada, and today we are asking the question, do gay men and lesbians think the same?
Gay men and lesbians.
I would rather have 2 moms than 2 dads.
Strongly agree.
Okay.
As a woman, there's just things that you need your mom to teach you about that, like, having 2 dads, they might not have the knowledge to teach me fully about. Like, the period, the, like, development of your body. Like, that's a weird stage, I feel like, for girls to be in. And to have 2 dads, it might be, like, hard for me to, like, go to them. And
Y'all, I don't think that's a weird thing. I think 2 dads, it's definitely all right. Like, there's dads doing this teenage daughter thing right now, and I'm like, even for like the menstrual cycle, I'm like, this is nothing dads cannot learn and understand. I mean, they have the tools to be able to look up things, the same capabilities that women have. I mean, they cannot relate to the pain, obviously, and actually what happens during that time, but a dad can still show up and be a dad. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with him being gay. Because even when this is kind of too much information, right? Like, but even when my cycle was starting and I was like younger, and I'd be, you know, with my dad, they were co-parenting. So I'm at my dad's house, and he still had to go out and get me pads and go in there and know how to do. He had to do dad thing, and I'm like, I don't think it's different just because men are gay. Like, they still have to comprehend getting pads, getting tampons, getting, you know, go find some pain relievers. You know, they're still men at the same. So I'm like, they're gonna do the basics. It's the same thing as like any boyfriend. They still got to go out and buy the girl pads and medicine. Like, I don't know. I think it doesn't matter.
be like, this is happening. Like, what is happening to me?
Needing that woman to nurture, having that motherly love that you really can't get from a less emotional guy?
My dad wasn't a great person. My mom is my best friend. She's the only person who accepted me. Whenever I came to the United States, lesbian couples took me in, like, all the time. My best friends, moms, like, they considered me like theirs. And
they're different from a lot of other people because they have two moms or they have two dads. So obviously the parents can be more careful with raising their children and educating them fully on, like, their walks of life.
I would rather be straight than what I am.
Absolutely not. Strongly disagree. Like, absolutely not, bro. Fuck no.
Well, I am a late blooming lesbian. I just came out like 3 years ago, so I've lived that life, and I've survived that life, and now I'm flourishing in this one.
I just can't imagine being straight.
I know.
That's so boring. And there's so many like rules that society
It is rules.
it's all rules that you have to follow.
being gay is part of who I am. It's like, I won't be myself if I wasn't gay.
It has its downside
True.
sometimes because society can, put that judgment on you to pick a side or pick a gender. I feel like being fully in myself and knowing who I am, I don't have to do that. I can just be me and be loved for me.
Gay men are more accepted in society than lesbians.
Hold on. Gay men are more accepted in society than lesbians. No. And I'm just going to say, like, I've sat and thought about this question before, y'all. Like, I'm like, I know I get weird stares going in the bathroom, bro. Like, every day is weird. Everything I do is fucking weird. Like, when you see that old lady looking at me from across the room, like, just giving me the death stare, she's just like, I'm like, girl, if you don't, if you don't leave me the fuck alone. But I'm like, gay men, studs, we have it, like, cause it's obvious, films do not have, like, they have it, but it's like they're films. Nobody can really tell the difference until they start speaking about it. Studs, it's like you can see us, like, we're here, we're out there, and it's like, this isn't something we can wait to talk about, like, verbally say, oh, I'm gay. You see that I'm gay. And we get it, like, depending on where we're at and who's there, and we feel the vibes. Every gay person feels the vibes. But gay men, y'all, I feel like they have it worse than we do. I love gay guys. Like, they would be some of my best friends. I love gay men. But I feel like they have it worse. I really do. Like, especially around other men, like, it can go left so fast. Like, sometimes they're very much welcomed in some places, and then it's like you have those men, those very straight men that's like, they don't even want to be in the same room as some gay people. Like, they're very insecure men, and I feel like they have to tolerate way more than we do as lesbians, Like, all around, it's a struggle, but, bro, like, I would not want to be a gay man. I feel like they have to endure just more. I don't know. Like, people really be giving them, like, the hardest time. Unless you're girly. Girly girls love gay boys. But I'm like, y'all, everybody else kind of gives gay men, like, a hard time. Everybody else. Not everybody, but they get a lot of shit. They're more accepted? Y'all think they are more accepted?
You can't really tell, like, if someone's a lesbian or, like, a gay man, if he's, like, super just, like, expressive and flamboyant, by him not, like, being that, like, masculine. People are going to be like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's easier for a girl to be her true authentic self, because she could look as masculine or feminine, and it's fine, but, like, I mean, I go to the gym in, like, low booty shorts, and people are like, oh my gosh.
We talk more about gay men in society than lesbians.
Because, like, that I do think where it's like people don't accept me as, like, being a lesbian, and taking that answer, like, strongly and being like, okay, yes, I'm gonna respect you, you're a lesbian, you don't like men. They're always pushing, like, always.
Oh, they're like, oh, I can change your mind.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gay men in high positions. So it's still kind of like a man's world, to where even if you guys don't feel accepted, you're still in high positions to make choices that can affect your culture a little bit more than a lesbian woman.
Say me and you were both in power, you were lesbian, I feel like people would not be as bothered to where, like, if I was empowered as a gay man, it's like, oh, but he's gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people would be more bothered that I'm a woman than I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another issue.
That's another issue. And I agree 100% with you.
Yeah.
Just because we're lesbians and you're gay men, like we're always gonna be connected. You know what I mean?
We got to be.
I want to have my own biological children.
Oh.
I know.
What if you already had them?
Like I
Do you still want them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep them.
Everyone wants to see a little them, like what that would look like and like what that would be like. But essentially, no matter who the kid is or where the kid is from or who their birth mother or father is, like I'm gonna love that kid as my own.
Yeah. There she goes, moving us back.
Yeah.
Good job, friend.
Good job. Yeah.
This is what communication does.
Have they figured out scientifically two different male sperms for one egg yet? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love my kid no matter what. I just might wait until that's scientifically possible.
Can I suggest getting a puppy first?
We got cats.
Can I still suggest get a puppy first before you jump into the mini-me?
hey, for sure.
24/7, it's exhausting.
There is a masculine and feminine person in all of my past or current relationships.
What? Like, I feel like everybody had to think about that question for a minute. Like, what do you mean there is a masculine or feminine person? Masculine or feminine? Y'all, I really have the hardest time understanding. I understand what, like, the basics of masculine and feminine represents, like, what people say it is, but I'm like, the traits kind of get me, like, conflicted, because I'm like, nurturing, ambitious, adventurous, caring, loving, consoling, all this different stuff is like, I don't really feel like I can put traits on that being feminine or masculine. I have the hardest time understanding like what the fuck that means, because I'm like, men are caring, men are nurturing, you know, women are ambitious, women are powerful, like the traits and stuff. I'd be so confused about. Because I was like, are you asking me if I'm masculine? I'm like, it's equally balanced. I'm masculine and feminine. I mean, if we're referring to these traits that y'all give us, yeah, I have a little bit of both, which I should. I feel like as a human, we should incorporate both traits anyways. Let alone, like, I'm like, I just because I'm female, I don't think that I would stick to just the feminine traits. That's weird. You know, I mean, for me anyway, you know, because there's some women that are completely girly and that is fine. But like, I just feel like for me, I like to have that good balance. For me, I do like to have that good balance of masculine and feminine traits. It just makes sense to me.
Even though we don't like picking roles, I'm definitely a lover of a more feminine woman. So I'm always going to look for the more feminine woman, but she always has like strong personality, or, you know, it may not be in her look that she looks kind of mad or alpha, but in her attitude, she may be alpha.
I present as femme, but I roll full mask.
Right.
My girlfriend presents as androgynous mask.
Right.
She rolls as a closet femme.
Right.
So you can't judge a book by its cover.
People will always be like, well, who's the man of the relationship? And I was like, that's the point. Like, there is no man. And it's like,
Is it straight people asking you that?
Yeah, of course.
Who's the girl and who's the other girl?
I hate that shit.
So which girl are you?
Because I'm very attracted to like feminine energies, and even when I used to date men, it was always gay men. So I'm very attracted to feminine energies, but that makes I feel very androgynous and like very like sometimes I feel feminine or more masculine, and sometimes like gender roles make me feel like I have to act more masculine with my feminine girlfriend because there has to be both, but there really doesn't. Like there can be a femme and a femme relationship, and it's just like
we take turns opening the door for each other.
Y'all, I really, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that I hate the role. I hate the label. It I don't know. It started to get like weird. You know, it started to get very weird for me. At the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, for like a solid month, right? I was like, I'm gonna be this touch me not stud, yeah. I'm tough, like yeah, don't. I got everything. And then yeah, that didn't last. That didn't last at all, cause yeah. I was like, I'm never doing that again. You know, that was stupid. And then, like, as I've grown through a lot of time, it's just like, I don't like having to, I don't know, do all this, like, masculine stuff. Like, I don't know. A lot of it is just beyond me. Like, I'm very, like, I feel like I'm not, like, dead in the middle. Like, but I'm up in there somewhere. Like, I feel like I am a mask. But like a good bit of femme, I guess it a good bit of feminine in the middle, like inside. That's me. And I was like, man, you really wouldn't probably know sometimes. These are just like the clothes we wear, and I'm like, the boundaries get lost a lot because these are the clothes I want to put on, and I'm like, this doesn't make me any less of a woman, you know. And that oh God, that concept goes over people's heads a lot. And they're just like, why don't you just want to, because I don't want to. Why don't you just wear this? Why don't you just wear that? Why don't you? Because I don't want to. I want to wear what I want to wear. And I'm still a woman. And I'm very feminine. I'm probably more feminine than your girlfriend sometimes. But I'm like, does it fucking matter? Does it matter what clothes I want to have on? Like, even down to like bedroom things. It's just like, I like what I like, you know. I want to do what I want to do, and it's not have anything to do with me being masked. Like, I told my woman this, like, I'm a woman before I'm a stud. At the end of the day, I'm a woman first. Like, I don't want you to just, you know, we've had plenty of these talks. I'm like, I don't want you to think just because I'm a mask or a stud or whatever that shit is out the door sometimes. Like, it really is out the door. I'm definitely a woman first before anything else.
Yeah, we just take turns.
Because I like to think that I'm both masculine and feminine, and my partner is pretty much the same. Like, we don't fall into one category.
Right.
Like, we can serve and we can serve, you know.
I love
like,
how you went first position when you said that. He's like, we can serve?
Yeah, no, but actually, yeah. Like, there's literally no box we're trying to fit into. We're just being ourselves here.
As long as you're not pressured, as long as you're not insecure and act in a certain way just because of society, you know.
Lesbian relationships are more successful than gay relationships.
I'm neutral. He strongly agrees.
Come on now. Like,
I don't know.
I'm gonna lie. And you can define success in any way you want.
Okay.
There's all different types of success, but just with emotional, that 100%. Like, you guys were like, I sometimes feel like with gays, like, as soon as emotions get involved, they're like, run the other way.
And we seem to move in quicker and bond quicker and
We do.
become like super monogamous quicker.
We're in love.
I'm on a little unique basis because my partner and I did, no offense, the lesbian thing. Like, we met each other, like 2 weeks later, he was basically living in my dorm. And we've been together for almost 9 years now. Which isn't really normal for especially someone my age in this gay world.
I feel like men just, you know, the slightest thing, they run away. They don't fight back. They don't try to.
I feel like a lot of people who have trauma from ex-relationships, they don't want to allow themselves to be vulnerable again and open up. So it's like easy to hook up, but then when it's like, oh, I like you, can I take you on a date? They're like, whoa.
There's a lot of really hard conversations I've had to have with my partner, but you literally have to have those conversations, and not a lot of people are comfortable having them.
Women like kind of prioritize communication, and that's like the key to every relationship is just communicating with each other and like talking about how you feel. And I think men have just, our society has made men feel like it shows weakness to show like your emotions and to like talk about things. But like, I think once we get over that, like this would be a different situation.
I didn't strongly disagree because sometimes I see a lot more men married than women.
I feel like I see more women who have left their husbands for another woman. I just feel like that's more common in my life.
I feel like it's also the representation has been gay men for a long time, so women are kind of a little bit lesbians are a little bit further behind in that. So I think we're starting to see more lesbians now being represented, but I think gay men started first.
Coming out shouldn't be such a big deal.
It shouldn't, but the Lord, let's talk about it. All hell gonna break loose.
So I was born and raised in like North Africa and Tunisia, and it's illegal by law to be gay there. And the reason why it is illegal is because it's not spoken about it. There is no representation. They literally think that there is no gay man, there is no gay woman. It's some sort of a disease or a condition or phase. So if I come out and I tell everybody, hey, I was born this way. I'm representing my own people. I'm representing other people who are in my same situation. And I've done that. And like a lot of people reach out, and even and they're like, oh, like finally we have someone who's speaking about this, who's talking about us existing.
That's crazy.
It's always, if you don't speak about a certain problem, it's not a problem.
I think that it is a big deal right now, coming out, especially all around the world. But when the question is like, do you think it should be a big deal? And I don't think it should be a big deal at all.
I would hope that we can live in a world where it doesn't matter whatsoever.
It shouldn't be a big deal, like at work, to have to say, when they say, oh, you should invite your boyfriend. And I'm like, well, I'll bring my girlfriends. Can my girlfriend come? Like, I come out, since I'm new, I come out every day, all day.
You're going to for the rest of your life.
Well, I just got to flag my fam, too, because I'm so femme.
Yes. But I understand completely, because I come from a Christian family where they just man, woman. And you know what I mean? Like, stick to that. So I really didn't care, but it was like once it spread around the community and my family feels embarrassed, and it's just a bunch of stuff that can just, I guess, make it very hard to tell.
My family is deeply religious too, y'all. Like, deeply religious. I was telling y'all, like, when I started this video, my last video, I got to talking about it a little bit, the Christians versus atheists, and I was explaining how my family is very deep into the church, and it even being gay was like, oh my God, being a lesbian. And then it causes a lot of family issues. You think it would not be this difficult to just be like, hey, I like women, or like, hey, I like men, or well, like whatever the case may be. It's just like, why is that a big deal? I don't know. It's like what's normalized is completely crazy to me, because you don't have to explain as a straight woman that you like men. You don't have to go into you don't have to announce that you like men. We have to announce as a woman that we like other women, and it's like it's just such this thing. And I'm like, can we just move on? Like, I've literally had people tell me that they just wanted to still be them, and they felt like their family was not going to view them as them anymore. And I was like, that's crazy. And I know that feeling. And that's what's so crazy to me, is because I've heard them say this, and they were like, I'm not going to disclose their name, but they were saying to me how they just want to be them. And they didn't want people to see them as the gay person or the lesbian person. And I was like, you just want to say, if you have to say it, because you probably got to say it at some point to your family, what you like, it's just, you just want it to be taken over as that, and let's move on. It has nothing to do with, that's just that. Let's get on with life. But it's this big, some people have gotten kicked out. I've literally have been asked to leave somebody's house before. Way back in the day, her mother did not accept me just coming in. She brought me over. I don't know if she told her I was coming over, but we're just hanging out. We're not dating, so we're just cool. It was just the representation of me, I guess, being a lesbian, looking the way I do, as a stud, and she was just not having it. So I was like, okay, respectfully, I will leave. This is your home. But I'm like, the barriers that we have to go through, the hatred that we have to go through, it's a lot, between coming out and just living in it every day. We have to endure so much from other people, whether it's their religious beliefs or whatever the case may be. It's a lot that to me, it should not be.
tell your family that you in love with somebody?
I don't know. It seems like they're asking you to just stay quiet, you know?
Yeah.
It's no big deal. You don't have to tell me about your sexuality and stuff, but I do. That's how we are going to be represented within the whole community and society. That's how you bring up issues in the world, right? Like, no one is going to do anything about it if nobody is talking about it. All of these countries that have, like, homosexuality as being illegal, nothing is being done about it because no one is rallying about it, no one is screaming about it, no one is talking about it.
Abby, can you just explain to us why you completely switched sides?
Yeah, I completely switched sides because you're right. Like, we are privileged to, like, live in America where this is, like, becoming more accepted, but this is, like, a very small percentage of the world where a lot of the world it's not accepted, and it is a really big deal to come out. And I think us selfishly, we want it to be easy and, like, we want to be just like everyone else, but, like, in reality, like, we're not like everyone else right now, and we are very, very different, and, like, that's what makes us, like, who we are, and that's what makes us so close and bonded, and it's a big deal to, like, come out and be directly against what society tells you should be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right, and it's a really hard thing to do.
Everyone is a little bit gay.
Oh my God. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You know, when I tell somebody that I'm gay and then they try to pressure me into, like, trying things with girls, I hate that. And if someone is telling me that they are straight, I'm going to take whatever they say.
Animals without, the higher level of cognition will act on their arousal, right? On whatever and whoever might be there. So I think at a cellular DNA level, we're all wired to love everyone.
I think that it's important to, like, respect everybody's labels and what they say they are, and I will always, like, respect whatever you say you are, but I think labels is, like, kind of what's wrong with everything. Like, I think that, like, we're all just energy, and, like, once you have a label and you're like, okay, I'm just a lesbian, what happens if I feel, like, a little bit of an attraction to someone who presents as a male? Oh my God, now my whole world is, like, blown up because I put this label on myself. But, like, if we see it as more of just, like, a spectrum, I think there's less, like, freakouts and saying wrong or right to, like, what you're feeling.
I've literally always been gay, always been attracted to men, but we were talking about this earlier. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll see a girl. I know. That sounds fucking... Oh, my God, I need to stop doing that. That sounds wild.
That sounds fucking wild.
Thank you. But I don't know. Like, I was like, the stars could align. Some girls, I'm like, oh, my gosh, she's so gorgeous. She's so pretty, which sounds so gay. But...
Are we basing it off of that?
What?
Are we basing it off of that? Like, our own... Like,
I don't know. Maybe I'll see a girl. Maybe I'll try that. But I'm gay. Period.
I mean,
Does that make sense?
I'm gay, and, like, there's girls that I probably would, but I would never have to, like, sit at home and be like, oh, does that make me bi? Or, like you said, like, world blown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it also comes with, like, just being very comfortable, like, with yourself. And kind of what you were saying, if society was more accepting, I do believe more people would come out, and I do believe more people would act on those homophobic tendencies.
Everybody does have a little, gayness or attraction in them to both genders. It just depends on, like you said, if you act on it or not, or if you think it's against your religion, or whatever stigmas come with, what you think about the other gender.
When you start questioning people based on the way they act, and and that's why the whole toxic masculinity is a thing, and or just because you're straight, man, you have to act straight and, like, be the man and stuff. But no, like, just be yourself.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, hopefully the heteros can catch up with us and learn how to just move authentically through the world and just be happy and free.
Judgment free.
That's crazy. It's not crazy. It's just, it's so new to hear other people talking about some of the things like me and Lindsay just sitting here and talk about. It's like, it'd be kind of mind blowing when you hear, like, oh my gosh, other people talking about this same thing too. Like, no way. But it's crazy, like, because I was like, we were sitting here just like, I was like, this man is definitely attractive. Like, who can, I just feel like it's a little bit off to say, like, some men are not even attractive. Like, you'll look at a guy walking or something, you'll be like, man, he's a really handsome guy. but it's not like I want to sleep with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sleep with you, but you're an attractive man, of course. You know, it's like gay men come up and say, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful to other girls, but it's like they don't want to sleep with her. They're just like, oh, you're stunning, which is okay to call other people beautiful or handsome, because I'm like, attractive is attractive, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely a lesbian, but there's no man I want to sleep with. But I have no problem being like, man, he's a really like attractive guy. He's really handsome. And me and my woman was just talking about this, and we was like, that's completely normal. We had people telling us, we were talking about this like at work, and they was like, she was saying something about this guy, and she was like, oh, he looks like a model. And I was like, yeah, he does. He's really handsome. And and we had somebody look over at us like, you guys think he's handsome? And I was like, yeah. You know, yeah, he's handsome. I was like, aren't you guys gay? We're just like, no, not anymore. Like, no. Like, of course I'm a fucking lesbian, but like, he's attractive. Like, the guy came in, he looked like a fucking model. So I'm like, we were like, yeah, he's like, he should be on the cover of like a magazine or something. And it's just so funny, because I'm like, we can call people men attractive even though we're lesbians. Like, I didn't see anything, like, I don't know, but I'm like, maybe that's coming from somebody else's perspective that thinks lesbians don't find men attractive, which we do, you know, not that we want to sleep with them or whatever, but and the same for them. Like, sometimes I think men are being weird, sometimes I don't know, but I have plenty men at my job, I can't tell y'all where I work, and they just come up and like, oh, man, you're attractive. And I'm like, you know, clearly, thank you. It's weird when they try to hit on me though, because I'm like, now bruh, you know, now you're making me, like, you need to go on, you need to keep it pushing. But I have no problem when straight men come up to me and say, oh, you're pretty, like, you're a beautiful woman. I'm like, okay, thank you. There's nothing wrong with saying that to people, like, at all. That's a compliment. A compliment is a compliment, right? But yeah, some people take it too far, and I'm just like, okay, dog, you need to like, you need to go. But yeah, so I mean, like, altogether, I think we probably do think the same, gay men and lesbians. I think we're not like one of the same, but, you know, on some of the same topics, we're like right there together. We agree. It's some things that's like, we disagree, but then you see some people kind of changing their minds or really just still finding it relatable, even if they're on the other side of the spectrum. I think in some ways we do definitely think alike, and we have felt the same emotions and feelings over time with coming out or being gay or whatever the case may be, the weird questions we get from all kind of different people. So I think we do. But you guys, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.